A monument considered by some conservative Christians to be satanic was badly damaged by an explosive device.
So the Georgia Guidestones have been destroyed. As you heard, they were bombed. The news reporter made sure to mention that Christians viewed it as a satanic site after saying it was bombed. So more about the Guidestones. On March 22nd, 1980 is when the monument was shown. It was shown by a congressman named Doug Bernard. He was in the government, of course, because he was a congressman. And very likely, I didn't really dig into his background, but I could probably guarantee that he is a Freemason. The bombing only destroyed the very top of the stone. Everything else was fully intact, but yet they decided just to take the whole thing down. And I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because they're trying to get rid of the New World Order history. Are we getting close to them unveiling it? Is that why they're trying to take it down? Because it's strange, it's been up this whole time, and then out of nowhere, it gets blown up. The Guidestones, if you didn't know, is where the whole depopulation thing comes from. Like I said, it was put there in the 80s, and it says the world population needs to be maintained at 500 million people maximum. So that's why they're big on depopulation and population control. They want it to be at 500 million, but keep in mind that there are around 7.7 billion people on the earth as of today. Speaking of population control, let's go ahead and look at Mr. Bill Gates.
This is a very important question to get right, because it was absolutely key for me. When our foundation first started up, it was focused on reproductive health. That was the main thing we did, because I thought, population growth in poor countries is the biggest problem they face.
You notice that he says that reproducing and having more people is poor people's biggest problem. Not homelessness, not world hunger, babies. He speaks about reducing populations like he's talking about plucking weeds. What he means to say is that if you're poor, quit having kids, and only the rich can reproduce. That's why he puts the GMO in all of our food. Remember those 10,000 cattle that died just recently for no reason, and they blamed it on the heat? Remember all those shortages for the farmers, especially the fertilizer? Well, look at Bill Gates. He just so happened to win a court case to buy up even more farmland, even though it was against the wish of the state. Bill Gates owns more farmland than mostly everybody in America. It says that the state was mad, so how did he go against the will of the state? Well, it's obvious. Of course, money gives you power, and the elite have all of the power. So he buys more farmland. We're in a food shortage. Cattle are dying in mass numbers. Farms are struggling to keep up. And Bill Gates vouched for and advocates for depopulation, the same as the Georgia Guidestone. And around the same time he wins the case, the Georgia Guidestones that support his theory in depopulation just so happens to get destroyed. It should be clear to anyone with eyes to see and ears to hear that something is taking place. We even have the British Prime Minister resigning. So a lot is changing, a lot is taking place, and I think it's preparation, shifting towards something for the winter months. Something doesn't seem right with all of the connections. Hopefully they don't try to increase the censorship on the NWO topics and channels like this.